That's my bad. That's my bad. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. That's me. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, bro. Hey, man, good to see you on Twitch, by the way, brother. Glad you could make it. Um, I didn't send you that message because, like, I meant to message you back. I just have not gotten around to it yet. But, like, no pressure, man. I just wanted, you know what I mean? I just wanted to make sure that you knew what happened, why we disappeared, you know what I mean? And to just let you know where we would be if you wanted to come hang out. So I'm like super stoked to see you on Twitch. I'm really glad you could make it, bro. Thank you so much. But you know, like never any pressure, man. You know, I appreciate every second that you are able to be here and spend with me, and there's never any expectation or anything like that. So, you know, thank you, bro. I love you. I appreciate you as always. And thank you for being here. I'm glad you could make it, man. I'm glad you could make it. And thank you. So I'm gonna start from the beginning because like I feel like first and foremost, apologies for being late. Um it's been a morning. It's been a morning, man. Like quite honestly, like I was like rushing to try and get some work done. Normally I get work done in the mornings before stream, but this morning I was not able to do that because I was I wasn't able to do that this morning because of some other circumstances. So, you know, it's just been like honestly, like man, it's a little bit frustrating sometimes, you know, like I've been staying up late at night. It just feels like I don't know. It just feels like eh, I don't know. You know, whatever. Whatever. So, apologies for being late. Apologies for being late. I'm a little tired, I'm a little frustrated. It's been a morning, but we're here, we made it, you know? That's the important thing. Happy Thursday. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is great to be here, and it is great to see you. So, what I was saying, which you couldn't hear, was like I had some stuff that I wanted to talk about today, but unfortunately, like I said, this morning was crazy. I was up super late last night. I've been staying up late at nights to get work done because it's like the only time I can get anything done is when everybody else goes to bed because that's the only time I can like actually step away and claim some time for myself. So I've been staying up till like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning here in the office trying to get work and stuff done. Um, so I've like not been getting a lot of sleep. Very tired. Um, and I do have some things that I want to talk about, but because of all that, like this is a very long I always take the longest fucking way around, man. This is the very long way of saying I haven't really had any time to think about what I want to say and collect my thoughts. I do know that most of it has to do with what we touched on a little bit yesterday, the Sony thing, you know? Um, and we talked about it a little bit on stream yesterday, but we didn't talk about it a lot. You know, we kind of read the read the blog post and um you know, there's this initial knee-jerk reaction, but I think there's a much larger conversation around it, you know? I think there's a lot to say about this that is important. Um so first and foremost, I will say this, I did make a video on this. Very proud of that because like I'm not very good at doing that. I did make a video on this. It's scheduled to go live at 11:30 actually. It'll be on the YouTube channel. I think I did a pretty good job with it too. Um I would have liked to have done a lot more. I think there's a lot more to say about the subject. Um which is kind of why I want to continue talking about it because the video that I made, I think I was able to touch on some of the primary important points, but I think there's a lot more to say about it. And I think it's like I said, a much bigger conversation. You know, like with with something like this, like I said, there's always a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. Initially there's there's a couple sides, there's the physical advocate side, and then the knee-jerk reaction there is to get angry and to be frustrated and upset. And then there's the other side, whom I really view as the uninformed side. In a lot of ways, I think propagandized is a good word to use here, because propaganda works in the marketplace as well. The side who says that this isn't a big deal, but as an older gamer, as an older person in general, as somebody who has grown up with physical media, not just video games, physical media in general, video games, movies, music, books, as somebody who has had the benefit really of growing up with that, and as such has also been around and seen this very long-term push from publishers to very aggressively and forcefully move the marketplace into digital ownership for all sorts of media. I think that gives us a perspective in which we are much better equipped to more fully understand the implications of what this is really about, right? Because we always get the messaging. It's the same messaging too. It was the same messaging when they did it with movies, when they did it with music, when they did it with books, right? We always get the same messaging. And the messaging is always that this is like any, like any propagandized messaging. It's always spun in order to convince you that this is A, for your benefit, and B, is just a natural response to the already existing market forces. But anybody with half a clue, I think, realizes, when is the last time, at least in modern times, that a multinational corporation has done anything because they wanted to do something good for the customer? When's the last time that that's happened, that you can say that was the true motivation? I can't recall, right? I can't recall, because we no longer live in an economy. We no longer operate within an economy where businesses need to do that. We no longer operate within an economy where businesses need to actually consider the consumer. Our choices are dwindling every day. Choices as to where we can buy, what we can buy, etc. Prices are rising every day. And the push to digital has a lot to do with that. It has a lot to do with that. And we talk about ownership, which is a big part of it. Private property, right, is another big part of it. But I think what all of these things really add up to, and what this is really about, is, and this is going to sound like a strong word to use for this, but I think it's the accurate word, is power, leverage. Where does the power, where does the leverage, in whose hands does the leverage reside within the marketplace? Who has the power to move the marketplace? And in a healthy, capitalist marketplace, I guess, in a healthy marketplace, that leverage lies with the consumer, right? That's how it's supposed to work in an ideal situation. The consumer has the leverage, and with their buying power and the choices they make around that buying power, they are able to influence businesses in one direction or another to do the things that they want those businesses to do in exchange for giving those businesses their money. The push to digital, again, in all forms of media, is a direct attempt to take that power and that leverage out of the hands of the consumer and put it solely in the hands of the business. That's what it's really all about. Wait, what? If there was a last time, then it was also the first and only time. I doubt that that time exists. What? What? Bro, are you getting existential this early in the morning? What's up, Sand Chisel? Yeah, bro. Yeah, can't forget about the band, my dude. We are banned for the next several days. We will be going back up on TikTok when the ban is over, because I know a lot of people like TikTok, you know. So, you know, we'll be broadcasting back up on TikTok. But I mean, who knows, you know? Like maybe you'll grow to like some of the other platforms in the meantime. Sand Chisel, BT Dubs, BT Dubs. If you do prefer the vertical stream, like the one from TikTok, I do that same vertical broadcast on YouTube as well. So if you prefer that, you can pull that up on YouTube. Just an FYI. I'm liking Twitch. Yeah, I think Twitch is a good platform, man. Like it's like kind of like the OG, you know. There aren't as many options on Twitch for the streamer. Like I wish Twitch would also do vertical streams. I think that's something that they've talked about doing, but as of at least now, there's really no option to do a vertical version of your stream. I wish that they would do that. But yeah, aside from that, man, Twitch is like it's the OG. It's got all the different stuff that's like specifically tailored towards streaming, a lot of different things that you can do and things that you can implement, stuff that I would like to get into. And if we start building a bigger, you know, audience over here on Twitch, then, you know, some of those things, you know, will become like a lot more enticing to figure out and implement in the stream. But yeah, man, I'm glad you're liking it, bro. I'm glad you're liking it. But again, I know that like if you're used to the vertical and you want to do the vertical, you can catch that on YouTube. So, you know. And we will, you know, we'll be back on TikTok. But you know, the thing about TikTok is like I think the big thing, right? Like this ban is a couple days. Okay, fine. We'll get through it. We'll get back on TikTok. But I think the big thing is that it's just so damn unreliable. You know what I mean? And I always like every time I go live, I get nervous about TikTok because I just never know what's going to happen with TikTok, you know? And the other platforms, Twitch especially, Twitch is kind of like rock solid, man. They have like a clear terms of service. They understand video games, you know? So when things happen in video games, they understand that things are happening in video games. You don't get like copyright strikes and bans and stuff like that because you're playing a game like Grand Theft Auto. Like that's a problem that I have with YouTube a lot. Is it depending on what we're doing, what game we're playing, you know, I'll get copyright strikes, I'll get community guideline strikes, etc. just because of stuff that's happening in the game, which is frustrating, you know, because it puts your account at risk and everything. And it's just like, bro, I'm streaming a video game. Stuff happens in video games. If you can't differentiate, you know, maybe you should tell people that they shouldn't stream video games on your platform, but it seems like you really want them to, so maybe you should work that out. But Twitch, like, you know, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So yeah, I like Twitch too, man. I like Twitch too. I greatly dislike vertical content. I use Vert to just locate engaging content quickly. Yeah, I was like, until a few months ago, I was pretty much in the same boat. I was kind of like from a from a moral perspective, I was kind of against vertical content, but I've kind of come around, man. Like especially since I've started making a lot of vertical content, I have begun to understand that there is a way to utilize it effectively. Um, but I think, yeah, in general, what happens with a lot of vertical content is it is very much tailored to be, I don't know, like disposable brain rot type content. Like it gets that it kind of like gets that image thrown on it, you know what I mean? And I think that that's justified in a lot of ways. But yeah, I've come around a bit, man. I don't mind it so much anymore. I don't mind it so much anymore. But I do still the bulk of the content that I consume is like full horizontal content, you know? That's the bulk of the content that I consume. But I do make vertical content. And I make a lot of it because it's quick and easy and I don't have a lot of time. So it's like for me right now, that's the best stuff to do. But yeah, man. So I did a video on the whole Sony debacle, the no physical thing. And like I said, I think I did a really good job with the video. So, you know, I encourage everybody to check it out if you want to. I think I did a pretty good job going over some of the important points. But yeah, man, like I just feel like a bit frustrated because I've been seeing a lot of conversation around this since yesterday, right? Like everybody's making videos, everybody's talking about it. And I am seeing those people who I think like us, and I really do think like I was just saying, I think that being a bit older, growing up with physical media, it's a lot easier for us to understand the real implications, the real ramifications of this push towards digital. And it's a bit easier for us to understand what the real motivations behind that are, right? Because we're always told it's, you know, it's just a natural reaction to consumer behavior. We're always told that it's, well, it's just for your convenience. It's going to make things faster and easier for you. Look, you can hold 10,000 books on your Kindle. You don't have to carry any books around. But what we're not told, like what we're always encouraged to look away from is the fact that that convenience comes with a heavy, heavy price tag, man. The first of which is that things that were formerly products, things that were formerly purchases, things that came with actual ownership. And like people throw this word around, man, but I feel like we throw it around a lot around this conversation, and I almost feel like it loses its weight because of that. Because what ownership means is that when you pay money for a product, whatever that product is, when you pay money for a thing, that thing is now yours. And you have full control over what happens to that thing from that point forward. You have full control over who accesses it, when they access it, how they access it, right? Like in perpetuity, you get control over that thing. You don't have to buy it again, ever. You can store it. You can revisit it at any time you want. If it's 15 years in the future and you suddenly remember, oh man, I really enjoyed that book, you can go pick it up off the bookshelf and read it again. You can't do that with digital purchases. Go ahead and try and listen to a song that you bought 15 years ago on a digital marketplace. That marketplace probably doesn't even exist anymore. If they do, licensing has probably changed 27 times since then. And there's a strong possibility that you no longer have access to that song whatsoever. But it's about even more than that, man, because I want to I want to show you something. So like I said, I did this video, and while I was doing this video, I looked up some games, right? I looked up some games on the PlayStation Store. I want to show you what I found, man, because like this shit, it kind of blew my mind. Like I was expecting the reason I looked games up is because I was expecting there to be some kind of disparity, some kind of discrepancy. I wasn't expecting what I found, right? Here we go. Here's where it is. Yeah, price comps. All right. I want to show you guys this because this shit blew my mind, bro. Copyright strikes usually happen due to music. Yeah, I got like 14 of them the first day we played Grand Theft Auto. That's why I had to turn the music down. Even if it's in game. You need to, if you haven't, split your music stream to a non-VOD stored audio track. Yeah, you know what? We need to talk about that because I know how to do that in OBS. I know how to do like multiple audio tracks, but I don't really understand what that means and why you would do it. Because like I know you can do that on Twitch, but I don't really understand it. So we should talk about that. My biggest frustration with this whole situation, and from the backlash from a lot in comments, no one takes the real understanding of what's happening when you say, build a PC, don't console because of digital, starts the argument. PC is digital. But what gets lost is the limited nature of digital on a console versus the digital nature on PC. Console will rarely break $60, especially on a locked ecosystem, versus a wider open product such as PC Stream. Yeah, this is a big part of the conversation too. So let's talk about this a bit before we get into these pictures, because I have thoughts on this as well, man. Like first and foremost, what you say is absolutely true, right? There is a huge difference in digital, or there's a huge difference between digital on PC versus digital on console. There's a huge difference. And like you said, that difference is consumer choice and competition, right? Like on PC, yes, PC is like 99.9% digital these days. I'm not excusing that. I still don't approve of that. And like, I don't think that we should be apologists for that, right? I absolutely don't. If I could buy physical games for my PC, I absolutely would. And it makes me just as angry that I can't as the announcement from Sony yesterday does, that I can't buy physical games for the PlayStation console, right? So I am just as angry about that. And I don't think it's okay. However, like you said, there is a huge difference, which is why I guess I don't find it as difficult to buy digital games on PC as I do on console. Like I said, I don't own any digital games on my console. I do on my Switch, but not on my Xbox. All my games are physical. I find it very difficult to push that buy button on the digital console store, but not so difficult on the PC store. And the big reason is because of consumer choice and competition. Like, we've got Steam, right? Have the Xbox app, have the Epic storefront, have Ubisoft, have all the different publishers have their own storefronts. But then the more important thing is we have all these websites, Green Man Gaming, GOG. I think it's GOG.com. This is a great one. Even though GOG is digital, which again, I don't like. I don't, I don't care how you slice it. I don't like the fact that GOG is digital. I think that they would be a much better service if they would sell physical prints. I would buy a lot more games from them if they did. But what GOG does offer is digital ownership. So if I buy and download a game from goodoldgames.com, then I own that game. Even though it's a digital copy, it's an executable that I can store locally. I can put it on a NAS. I can burn them to like a DVD library, whatever I want to do, right? That's super important. That is super important because what that does is it creates the external market pressure that accomplishes exactly what I want to talk about with these screenshots I'm about to show you. Because we talked about this a little bit yesterday, right? And what I think a lot of people don't realize, and I really think that it's especially a lot of these people who are like digital only, what they don't realize is that the main driving force when it comes to pushing the price of media down after the initial launch of that media, games specifically, we're talking about video games here. The main thing that drives the price of those games down after launch, the really single solitary reason why 12 months after launch, a game is $49.99 instead of $69.99, which is what it was at launch. The main reason the price of that game drops from $69.99 at launch to $49.99 12 months later is the physical market. The physical market drives down those prices. The physical market works in the consumers on the physical market. The physical market works on the consumer's behalf to drive prices down. And it does this thanks to a couple of different mechanisms. The first mechanism is physical space, physical retail space, right? Physical games need to be sold on physical store shelves. Physical store shelves have a finite amount of space. So when retailers order copies of a physical game at launch, they get all those copies in, those copies sell. At some point, the demand for that game begins to go down, and that consumer now has extra copies left over that they now want to get rid of because a new game is just around the corner and they need that shelf space for the new game. So what do? They put that game on sale. It drives the price down. When one retailer does that simply because they need shelf space, the other retailers in the area have to do the same thing, or else they can't sell their games. And then that ripples out throughout the entire marketplace. This is a huge driving factor when it comes to pricing. The second big part of this is the used market. And the used market works via a very similar mechanism, or a mechanism that has a very similar effect, but is a different mechanism. And that is, of course, just the buy, sell, trade. That is, of course, the inherent loss of value in a pre-owned product over a brand new product. But again, what it does is it introduces another choice into the marketplace. And so because those used games naturally need to be priced less than new games, again, that ripples out throughout the marketplace and serves to drive prices down all around, even on new games. And so this physical marketplace, even if a person doesn't engage with it, even if a person is digital only, always has been, they still benefit from the effects of the physical marketplace, whether they realize it or not. And that's what's so frustrating, is you see so many people like arguing that this isn't a big deal. I'm all digital anyway. This has no effect on me. But it does. It absolutely does. Just because you're too ignorant to realize it affects you doesn't mean that it doesn't affect you. It doesn't change the fact that it has an impact on you. Just because you don't know a thing doesn't make the thing not real. And that external market pressure to drive down and in general just change the price of a product, games in specific here is what we're talking about. That same market pressure exists on the PC in the market choices we get in all of the different storefronts that we have access to. And so, yeah, that's why digital on PC is not nearly as bad as console, because what happens on console, and this is what I want to show you, right? So I've got a small selection of games here, okay? First game that I have is Astrobot. Came out in 2024, right? All right, let's go back to the other one. Yeah, okay. So here's Astrobot on the PlayStation Store. This game came out in 2024. It's 2 years old. This is the price right now on the PlayStation Store. If you want to buy a digital copy of this game, standard edition of Astrobot, $59.99. Okay, game came out 2 years ago. It's $60 on the PlayStation Store. Same game on Amazon right now, same exact edition, but in a physical box with a physical disc, $39.99. That's a $20 price difference. Here's Battlefield 6. Physical copy on Amazon, $44. On the PlayStation Store right now, $69.99. $25 price difference. Here's Gran Turismo 7. On the PlayStation Store, $59.99. Right now, you can check me. Go to the PlayStation Store. $60 for Gran Turismo 7. Amazon, $38.99. Again, over a $20 price difference. This is the best one. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. Standard edition on the PlayStation Store sells for $69.99 digital. You can buy the same exact game on Amazon right now, free overnight shipping for $25. That is a $45 price difference. That is the real motivation behind this move by Sony to eradicate physical media. It has nothing to do with consumer behavior. It has nothing to do with consumer preference, right? Sony doesn't give a shit about your preference. They no longer have to. We no longer operate within a marketplace where they need to. They don't need to consider that anymore. Big business has become so big, the consumer has become so powerless. Our options are intentionally being limited constantly all around us, and we've finally gotten to a point where we're exactly where these big companies want us to be, where we essentially have no other option and they no longer need to consider us at all. So when they say this is about consumer preference and it like the existing market and consumer behaviors, blah, 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 it has nothing to do with that. This is what it has to do with, because once Sony gets rid of these physical copies, this is what you're stuck with. You no longer have any other option. That's it. This is what you're stuck with. This is your only option. You no longer have this external market. You no longer have that force acting in your behalf, on your behalf. You no longer have that external market operating in your favor to drive prices down. It's gone. They have completely sidestepped it, circumvented it entirely. And that's exactly what they want. And that's what this is really about. That's what it's really about. Because there is a huge difference for Sony between this and this. Huge difference. Just like there's a huge difference for you between this and this. A $45 difference. But for Sony, it's even bigger, right? Because Sony gets the whole pie in this instance. They get a slice of it in this instance. Whole pie, a nibble. Whole pie, a little nibble. English muffin, a nook, and maybe half a cranny. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy frustrating. It's crazy frustrating because, like, it's just ignorance when you see people in these comments and stuff arguing against you, you know, calling you unk, etc., so on and so forth. It's just ignorance is what it is. It's ignorance. They've been propagandized with marketing, right? They just don't know. They just don't have the information. And there's definitely something to be said for, you know, going out and educating yourself for sure. There's definitely something to be said for that. You can definitely hold that against them, but you know, a lot of the time it's just that they don't know, you know. But it gets even worse than this for Sony. So the other thing that I've been thinking about, right? The other thing that I've been thinking about. So recently, like I'm starting to see a much larger pattern at play here. I'm beginning to see a tapestry form around Sony at this point, and I think I'm beginning to see a much more expanded view of their idea for the future of gaming. I think I'm beginning to understand a bit better where they want to go with this, and it's not good. It's not good at all. I think the bottom line is that honestly, if people were buying physical media, then they would continue making it. It's not visible. It's not viable for them as a company. It's been a slow burn. They have been planning since the last generation of consoles. People are just not buying physical media anymore. Makes me feel old. I think that's certainly part of it, Sanchisel, but I also think that Sony has exerted significant pressure to push people away from physical media. Like everybody has. It's not just Sony. Certainly people have been buying less physical media, but that's because these companies have been going out of their way to make that the easiest and cheapest option. It's like a setup. It's a long con, right? So yes, you're absolutely right. And that's why they can claim that this is a response to market forces. They can claim that this is a response to consumer behavior, and they can be accurate in making that claim, but that consumer behavior has been intentionally manipulated, pressured, and pushed in that specific direction in order to facilitate and set up the circumstance that we're in now. Like there's no coincidence to the fact that Sony sells the no disc version of the PlayStation 5 and they sell it for significantly less money than the disc version. There's no coincidence to that, right? There's a reason for that. There's a reason the damn thing was made in the first place. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason it was made in the first place. And so you're absolutely right, but I would argue that it isn't necessarily natural behavior. It is natural behavior because the consumer is always going to take the path of least resistance that is the least expensive for them. And these companies have made sure over the past decade or so, they have carefully architected the market in such a fashion that digital distribution has been the cheapest and easiest path for consumers. And that's on purpose. That's on purpose. They are certainly greedy. Regarding Battlefield 6, must highlight the super low, great discounted price if you have PS Plus and EA Play. Wait, hold on. Was there something I didn't even miss? Hold on. Let's just go to store.playstation, I think. Yeah. Fucking deep discounts, bro. Deep discounts. Pay that, what is it, like $15 or $20 a month for PlayStation Plus, and you'll save $7 on Battlefield 6? Less than a single month of subscription? Yeah, man. Ridiculous, dude. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. We need better consumer protections. Agreed. Agreed, Sanchisel. Agreed. Yeah, the problem is and that's part of like, you know, the market that we now live in being one where these companies no longer have to consider consumer behavior. And it's because the government and the markets collude. Lobbyists pay our elected officials to make sure that like laws and policies don't interfere with their ability to do the things that they've been doing. Right? There's no consumer protection anymore. You're right. But unfortunately, it's not there, and that's why. Right? It's the same reason we have to buy insurance. Right? Insurance, we talked a little bit about this yesterday. Insurance, the product that nobody wants, but by law you have to buy. Just like think about that for a minute. Think about how insane that is for a minute. It's literally a retail product that nobody wants, yet you are forced by law to buy. Why do you think that is? Because insurance is a $1 trillion industry. And the insurance lobbyists are flush with cash, running around Washington, passing that cash out to make sure that you stay insured. Future of gaming. I don't even want to read this, man. Once GameStop dies, it will eventually. Yeah. God. PlayStation will start the push. Have a PlayStation Plus sub. You can trade in your digital game for, oh my God, for $5 to $10 off your next game purchase. Yup. Or you can one single time use trade your games with friends who must provide a game themselves. Once that game has been traded, it's now locked to that home console and cannot be traded in for discount, nor friend transferred, nor transferred to a new console once you upgrade. Yep, 100%. And that ties into regarding Battlefield 6, add up the cost for both PS Plus and EA Play. Both are about $9 plus easily. Yeah. Yeah, man. But that's what price control looks like, right? And that's what they want. But yeah, that situation you just described about the digital games, right? Yes, 100%. 100%. That is definitely part of the tapestry. The other part that I'm noticing is recently I can't remember the guy's name. Sony CEO Nishino comments on live service. Yeah. Yeah, so recently the CEO of Sony essentially stated that Sony is far from done with live service. Sony thinks that live service games are the future. Sony is still pushing heavily into live service. They're still investing heavily into live service. And even more importantly, in the context of our current conversation, Sony has begun to label essentially any game with an online component as live service. So Sony is labeling fighting games, Monster Hunter Wilds, which is a single player RPG, but any game that has an online component, Sony is now putting the live service tag on those games. Sony is big on live service, and they're big on classifying as many games as possible as live service. So why would they do that? Right after everything that we've seen with live service, after the amount of money that Sony themselves have lost on live service in the past year or so, like, why would they do that, right? Well, it's simple. And it ties into this push towards digital-only distribution. What is the difference in expectation between a game that is quote-unquote considered live service and a game that is not considered live service? There's a huge difference in expectation between these two categories of games. And that difference in expectation is that live service games are not expected to be accessible past their expiration date, whatever that means. We have been trained, we have become accustomed to expect that live service games are temporary. They don't exist forever, right? Live service games exist for as long as they are popular and making money. And we have been conditioned to just accept that as the way things work. Not only have we been conditioned to accept that as the way things work, we have been conditioned to argue on the publishers, the companies, the corporations' behalf in favor of that when we say that, well, you know, they have to make money to maintain the game. That's a common thing you hear people say when it comes to conversations about microtransactions, battle passes, etc. Right? Like, well, they have to maintain the game, and that costs money. Right? So the market has been conditioned to expect that live service games are disposable, as opposed to normal games, which we still view as products less and less, and the push to digital also affects that. But we still view like a single player game as a product. We expect that even after we beat that game, if we want to go back and play it again in a year, 2, 3, we still always have the option to go back and play that game. That's kind of the expectation, right? But that expectation isn't there with live service games. So what Sony is setting up here, and what they would like to change the gaming landscape to look like, is one in which everything is a live service. Everything. Everything is digital. Everything is a live service. Everything is temporary, and you simply pay to access it while it's available. That is the vision that they are trying to achieve. That's how all of this stuff ties together. Sony wants to create a future in which you pay to play, and the moment you stop paying, you stop being able to play. That is the future that Sony is trying to create, which is exactly why I opened up, I told you guys that I made a video about this, which is exactly why the first thing I say in that video is that I will never again buy a Sony console. I'm done with Sony. I don't care if they backtrack on this or not, which I do not expect them to do. But let's just say there was a miracle and they backtrack on this. They get a bunch of, shit about it and they backtrack on it. I'm done. I'm done. Boycott Sony for life. I am done with Sony from here on out, man. From here on out. Like, I honestly don't know what we're going to do in the future because I expect Xbox to do the same thing. Maybe we get like one more generation out of Xbox. Like maybe Xbox sees the backlash that Sony gets because of this and they try and capitalize on that and so intentionally push towards physical with their next console. If they do, I would be delighted and I would 1 bajillion% invest heavily into that console and that, that ecosystem. But even if they do that, I expect Xbox to do the same thing at some point in the future. Like, at which point, man, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I just don't even know. His name's Buttface. Yup, yeah, you got it. That's exactly right, bro. His name is Buttface. I'm 100% fine with Sony going digital and control price as they're doing with their locked ecosystem store. However, those costs need to subsidize the cost of the console itself for it to make any sense. Meaning a PlayStation console with all these added costs attached must not cross the $300 price point ever. I get what you're saying there. I do get what you're saying there, Cryptic. I think what you're saying, because first of all, I don't think you mean that you're 100% fine with it. I don't believe that you mean that. I don't. But I think what you are saying is that you can see a circumstance in which you could accept this. And that circumstance would be one in which the hardware itself is heavily subsidized because of the fact that there's no physical and it comes with no ownership. And yeah, I can definitely see that argument for sure and could potentially jump on board with that argument. Like if there were a next generation Sony console that, okay, it's digital only, but we understand that because it's digital only and it's essentially disposable and everything that you buy for it is going to be disposable, that essentially what you're going to be doing is just throwing money into a burning trash can with this thing, then we're going to heavily subsidize the hardware so the barrier to entry is as low as possible. I can definitely see that argument. I think $300 for me would still be too much. But maybe like 150, 199, for like a true PS6, but because it's digital only and no physical option, it's cheap and heavily subsidized. I think that's a solid argument, dude. I think that's a solid argument. And I could potentially see myself being okay with that as well. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's solid. That's solid. I'm okay with that. I think they said that Helix isn't going to play discs. Did they really say that, Sanchizzle? Hold on, let me look that up. Will Xbox Helix have physical discs? Oh. Will reportedly not have a disk drive. Let's hope they change that. Let's hope they change that. Because I will not buy a digital-only console. Like Cryptic said, if it was heavily subsidized, maybe I would consider it, I think that's a really good argument, Cryptic. I really do. But I highly doubt that's going to happen. These are going to be full priced, premium priced consoles, because Sony has already said that they're not going to heavily subsidize hardware because it costs too much for them. So Sony has already said essentially that the next generation PlayStation is going to be a $1,000 plus digital only platform, which is just disgusting. Maybe the Sony and Microsoft end up losing popularity and a new player enters. God, how fucking awesome would that be? A new player enters the market that puts the consumer first. We're not locked into a two-party system forever, I hope. Brother, my brother in Christ, dude, yes. There is, that last line is an even bigger line. Yes, double yes on that, by the way. Yes and double yes on that. Yes, in this context and all other implications of that statement. Yo, you know what I imagine, man? What I imagine a console that actually utilizes all of our current technologies, in which the discs or in which the games themselves are shipped on high-speed flash media, physical media, cartridges, a return to cartridges. Because when we moved away from cartridges into CDs, it was because the cost of pressing a CD was much cheaper than the costs of the physical flash media back then. But things have changed a lot. Now, because of the current market, that media is becoming really expensive again. But if things got back down to normal, like, think about how cheap like 1 and 2 terabyte like SS or flash SD cards and stuff were before the whole AI thing hit. Like 20-30 bucks, you could get one at Walmart. You know that they're like pennies on the dollar to that price to actually manufacture. Man, if somebody were to make a console, a cartridge console that took advantage of high-speed flash media, and I would pay more for the games, you know, to manufacture these cartridges. I would absolutely pay for that. I would be willing to pay for that. But you could fit an entire game, you know, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 500 gigs of data, the entire thing resides on that cartridge. It's high speed, so it can be read directly off the cartridge into memory on the console itself. Man, that would be a game changer, bro. That would be such a oh my god, that would be such a game changer, dude. That would be such a game changer. Yeah, the $300 price limit is just a realistic price range. Yeah, it is. It is. It's more realistic than what I said. I'm just saying, you know, I'm just saying for me, fuck that. Give it to me for 50 bucks or I ain't fucking with it, bro. In true Microsoft fashion, will not have a disk drive can mean hundreds of things. Like, we have external disk drives to play your backwards compatible games. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It could mean a million different things. Terminator, what is up, my dude? Welcome, brother. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're having a good day, man. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're just here ranting about the whole Sony no disc situation. It's a freaking hot mess, man. It's a hot mess, dude. So yeah, man, that's, you know, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I said, I just think it's unfortunate, man. I really do. I really do think it's unfortunate because we're just moving into a place where I don't know, like I said at the very beginning, you know, like it's really hard to communicate to somebody who didn't grow up with physical media. Like, I grew up with books, CDs, DVDs, and Blu-rays. Like, I grew up with physical media where when you bought something, you owned it. People had collections of stuff. Like, it would be so cool to go to somebody's house and their parents had a really big movie collection, all these DVDs and Blu-rays lined on a shelf. It would be like going to the movie store. It's such a cool experience for everybody, for the collector, for people who you know, get to experience that collection. There's so much to be gotten from it, you know? And you lose all of that with the move to physical. You know what I mean? Like, there's all the conversations that we've had about price control and ownership and all that. And then there's all of these other external conversations. Like, what's it like to have a physical collection of books? I have a huge collection of books, you know? Like, it's just unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. Day off kind of vibe. That's what's up, my dude. I feel that, bro. I feel you. Gaming as a whole is kind of rough. It is, man. It's been bad news after bad news after bad news lately, man. AI, Xboxes, whatever now. Sony just doesn't get it. Steam Machine is a joke. Yeah, bro. You are fucking dead on, man. Bad news after bad news, man. We waited for that Steam Machine. And we all knew, right? We all knew that it wasn't going to be good, but I don't think anybody was prepared for it to be as bad as it actually was. Bro, for them to put like a $1,500 price tag on that machine is just like, what are we doing? What timeline is this? Bro, what fucking timeline is this, dude? Xbox is like legitimately on fire. Sony has completely lost the plot and wants to turn gaming into like some dystopian nightmare where you own nothing. Everything is a live service. It's just like, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. It's so rough. And then there's PC gaming, you know, which I guess at least we still have Steam, but even Steam is all digital. You know, like, do you remember physical PC games, how amazing they were? Like big box, physical piece, like PC games used to be the shit. Like when you would go buy a physical PC game, man. I remember the Warcraft 3 had this physical copy I used to look at all the time in the store. It was this big, huge, it was the War Chest copy or something. It was this big, huge, ridiculous box. It was just amazing. Amazing. We got none of that anymore. Nobody collects Pokemon cards. But not that there's anything wrong with Pokemon cards. Like, you know, I think card collecting is like, I never got into Pokemon. I love Magic, right? Like, but just the fucking irony that the same people that will collect Pokemon cards will say that you don't need discs for your video games. It's just like, it's mind-boggling, man. It is absolutely mind-boggling. We live in a timeline where logic has jumped out the window and abandoned us. That's what has happened here. Jumped out the window and abandoned us entirely. Myst. Yes. Yes. Myst was amazing. It was like 7 or 8 discs. Remember that? I remember Myst was like one of the very first PC games we ever had. My dad bought a PC when I was like pretty young. And with it, he bought like it had like it was like super high end at the time, right? It had a DVD drive. It could play games. So he bought a PC, and with it he bought Myst. He bought some croc something that where you're like this little 3D crocodile that jumps around. It's like a platformer, Croc's Adventure or something. And he bought so he bought that, he bought Myst, and he bought The Outlaw Josie Wales on DVD. I remember, I remember, bro. He got that computer home. I remember me and my dad pulling the kitchen chairs up to this computer that was sitting on a little desk, huddled around this little like 13-inch Sony Trinitron. It was like this badass CRT screen, this little tiny 13-inch Sony Trinitron monitor, huddled around this thing watching The Outlaw Josie Wales on DVD. And we thought it was the coolest shit in the world, dude. Like, we thought it was so badass. So badass. We could have just rented it and watched it on the TV, but like, this is fucking, this is ridiculous. But yeah, we got Mist, and it was awesome. It was amazing. It was so many discs. So many discs. I can understand the idea of not wanting physical in this day and age due to space needs. No one has the storage space anymore, moving to the live in a shoebox world. Yeah, that's true. It's another thing that I could rant about. The problem is what comes from going digital, which, as you pointed out, no one tries to understand at any given time. You lose that access, just like banned books on digital. Exactly. That's exactly right. And you can lose it at any time. And like the frustrating thing is that whenever you buy something on digital, you agree to that terms of service. That's literally what you're agreeing to. You're agreeing to the idea that you're not really buying this. You're purchasing temporary access, which can be taken away from you at any time, you know? So, you know, if the software, the ESRB determines that a game is too offensive, that game's gone. Doesn't matter what you paid for it. This game has been put on the offensive list, and it is no longer available for anybody anywhere. Or a game like the GTA trilogy, where they censored a bunch of the original content. The only place now where you can play that original content uncensored is on those original discs. Like there's so much, you know, like there's so much. The implications, the effects are so far reaching, man. From small to huge. You know what I mean? Seventh Guest. Yes, I remember Seventh Guest too, bro. World of Warcraft, Age of Empires. I used to be a PC player until the Xbox came out. PC, that was back. The PC was like awesome back then, though, man. Because that was still the physical box days. Hey, do you ever watch? There's a channel. There's a channel on YouTube called LGR, Lazy Game Reviews. And he does reviews of like old PC games and old PC hardware. It's a phenomenal channel, man. He has such an amazing collection of old PC games, by the way. If you've never seen him, check him out. Check him out. It's a fantastic channel. Or as Netflix has proven in the past, the Bird Box situation of removing a full scene and changing the movie entirely. Exactly. Built a real-world like APOC scenario using real TV broadcasts from, I think, Canada, and it was silently removed after Netflix stated they bought the content to be used in the film, so they're using it. Yeah. Yup. Can you imagine that happening to COD, removing no Russian? Exactly. And yes, I can. I can absolutely imagine that happening to COD. Absolutely. I can see that because that's the kind of power, the kind of control that they will have. And if people think for a second that once they have that kind of power, they won't use it, like you just haven't been paying attention. You know, like you literally just haven't been paying attention. If you think that they won't do that for a single second, because they absolutely will. Pay attention, you know? Mm-hmm. We really renting games at this point. We are, bro. That's exactly what we're doing. We're not buying them anymore. Anything that you quote unquote buy digital is just a long-term rental. That's the best way to look at it. And if you look at it that way, at least you can make an informed decision about, am I willing to pay X amount of dollars for a long-term rental of this media? And sometimes the answer to that will be yes, sure, you know, but that's the best way to look at it, man. That really is the best way to look at it.
I don't want your tips. I want you to shut the fuck up!
I love Trevor. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, spaceman? You got beef?
Did you lose a very big bet?
Yeah, walk away, bruh. What's this? I want that. What's this? What's this?
Oh, no, no, no. You stay away from me.
What's up?
Moron!
La da.
Pinche puto!
I'm going to fucking kill you.
Oh, yeah? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? That's what I thought. The fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. What's up? What's up? What's up? Come on, what's up? What's up, bruh? What's up, bruh? You still got beef? I didn't think so. I didn't think so. What's this? Ooh, a theater for sale, huh? Only Michael can purchase this property. Oh, I only got 20 grand anyway. Ooh, that's right. We purchased a,
Only in LS.
we purchased an airport, didn't we? We got to go do some of that airport, some of those airport missions. That's what we got to do. I forgot all about that. Let's go do some airport missions. Right, so where's my airport? It's way up here, though, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot it's way up here. Jeez, that's a long-ass drive. Yeah, that's a long drive, man. Strangers and Freaks. What's this? Let's go see what this is. I'm going to turn GPS back on for now because I want to try and get some stuff done quick. Settings. Display GPS route on. Yeah. Just going to let us get around a lot faster. There we go. That makes it easier.
See all the best nights in Vinewood, like where famous people shit. Get your tickets now.
What? I thought about taking that car for a second, but I kind of like Trevor's truck, man. I feel like it suits him really well, you know? Jeff! My dude! I love you, bro. Thank you, brother. Jeff always coming in hot. Coming in hot with the... Oh, now. Wait a minute. What is that? Coming in hot with the support always.
You cannot be serious.
Okay. Okay. Dang. I'm torn. Do we want this car? I kind of like Trevor's truck, man. I feel like it really suits him. But that car is pretty freaking sweet. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you know what? You know what? You know what? I'm not going to do that because then the truck's going to get impounded. So what we need to do is we need to park the truck back at the house and then go out car shopping. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We park the truck back at the house and then we come up here and we do some car shopping. Side note, by the way, we're like, I think 7 days away from,
A veritable treasure trove.
That's a perfectly good sock and an entire courgette.
from Assassin's Creed.
Zucchini, Mrs. Thornhill. Oh, so wasteful. Just ignore us.
Yes, don't mind us. Pretend we're not here.
Okay. You're not Jock Cranley, are you? Actor and artist? I love your work.
Sure am, buddy.
Oh, stunt double. Oh, our favorite show. Mrs. Thornhill, snap.
Watch the birdie.
Oh, pretend to throttle me. Yes, like you did on that poster you did.
Yeah, okay, well, that would be my pleasure. Like that, huh? Yeah? Maybe something like this? Or like that? Huh? You like that?
That's enough, Andy.
Fucking Trevor, man.
Oh, hey!
Thank you.
Wow, that's quite a woman there, huh?
We are not worthy. We're not worthy.
We're not.
I'm not Jock, what's his name?
Cranley, big star in the 80s.
We love celebs. That's why we came to Tinseltown.
Yeah, before we met you, we were trying to break in to Bruce Spade's house and steal his rubbish.
The things these stars throw away. They're not like you or me.
Mrs. Thornhill has the most unbelievable collection of celebrity underwear.
Oh
and
my God.
Bathroom products. Things they've actually used themselves.
You guys
Oh
have a
my
great vacation,
God.
all right? I gotta go.
We could do with some help. All this climbing over walls and rooting through bins, it's such a business. Nigel's got an arthritic knee.
What do you need?
Just a few Vinewood souvenirs for my museum.
Look at this map. I mean, a lot of these places
Oh, no.
have famous people living in them, and some that are just hanging
Trevor
about.
Hurd, wait, you want me to break into
Bring
some
us
places?
something.
What do you need?
I'd be very thankful indeed.
Americans are the most wonderful people in the world, aren't they?
The best.
Such fun.
All right.
Pair of fruitcakes.
That was interesting. New contact, Nigel. Okay. What? What is director mode? I keep seeing director mode unlocked. What is that? Man, I mean, we could... Let's go do one of these plane missions, man. I forgot all about these. I've kind of been wanting to do these since we unlocked the hangar. Whoops. My bad. Sorry. Sorry about that. Apologies. Excuse me, coming through. Wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Hold on now. Yeah, we might have to do this. We might have to do this. Hmm. 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 Oh man, I am so tired. I've been getting so little sleep lately. It is a tragedy, man. Director mode is a sandbox tool, turns the game into a movie basically, allowing you to input any characters into your story and record it. Also allows you to utilize cheats like invincibility, etc. for your scenes. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Ooh. Whoa, now I like that truck. Lets you design your own missions. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Sounds like a lot of work, but kind of cool.
Stop! Someone, please! He's gonna kill me! Can you please give me a ride? I can't do it. I can't marry him.
What's up, lady? I guess.
You're crazier than he is!
What? What the fuck was that? What was that? Okay. All right, whatever. Back out to Sandy Shores. Ah, the countryside. All right, this is our airstrip, right? Yeah. Planes you purchase from websites or that you land inside will be stored at the hangar. Ground vehicles too large for a garage will also be stored here. Okay. Helicopters purchased from websites or that you land on the helipad will be stored. Alright, so how does this work? Wait, stunt plane time trials. No, I don't want to do this. I want to do some plane missions. What do I have to do? Do I gotta, like, steal a plane or something? Okay. Arms trafficking. Ground. What? Not quite sure what is going on here. Okay.
So, I'm sitting in a go-kart with nowhere to go.
That's an all-terrain vehicle, fitted with GPS tracking system, CB radio.
That'd be the radio we're talking on, then.
We use these to pick up the shipments. There's a plane making a drop soon near a mobile home off East Joshua Road. Make it fast. Those rednecks have been sniffing around.
I think you'll find rural American is the politically correct term.
And I think the cops got eyes on us, so try to avoid the main roads.
Is there anyone who doesn't know about this?
Okay. Okay, we got to stay off main roads. Okay. Sure. All right.
Come on, we don't want to lose that package.
Woo! Oh, shit. Ooh! Wait, are we serious? Am I almost out of time already? Jesus, what the fuck? God damn.
So, I'm sitting in a go-kart with nowhere to go.
That's an all-terrain vehicle, fitted with GPS tracking system, CB radio.
That'd be the radio we're talking on, man.
We use these to pick up the shipments. There's a plane making a drop soon near a mobile home off East Joshua Road. Make it fast. Those rednecks have been sniffing around.
I think you'll find rural American is the politically correct term.
And I think the cops got eyes on us, so try to avoid the main roads.
Is there anyone who doesn't know about this? Be blessed to know I have the package.
In and out. You're a ghost, man. No trouble. That's how I like it.
Ah!
Ow. All right. Sweet. Just earned some cash. I'll take it. Okay. Yeah, boy. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is going to be a little bit tougher.
Oscar! Tango Foxtrot Whiskey! Oscar!
I am not
You're
good at
okay.
flying these
I
planes,
like
man.
that, I think. Okay, that plane is custom fitted for package drops. State-of-the-art radar, secure radio. It's tricked out, man.
Really? Because it looks like it was made by a child for a school project.
You're just a typical classic light aircraft enthusiast enjoying his midlife crisis. No profile.
My middle name.
Okay, radar's working. You're up on the screen here. We got 2 deliveries. I put in the coordinates. You make the drops. You get out of there. Easy.
Roger. Oscar. Trevor.
Man, this thing's hard to fly. I can't even stay straight. All right, got some turbulence.
I might have pressed the button at the wrong time.
Gotta be careful, man. Buyer's gonna think we're playing them.
Shit, man.
Are you okay? You look way off course.
Okay, here we go. We got this. We got this. We got this. Bingo.
Booyah!
Bingo, baby. Bingo. Fucking birds. What? Alright, I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to it. It could be worse. Alright, we got this. We got this. We got this. Coming in nice and straight. Nice and straight. Come on, man. Come on. Bingo!
That one's a hit.
Good work. Head for the airfield now. That was the last drop. All good, Trevor?
Oscar, que onde, compadre?
Hey, I didn't know you spoke a real language.
Dame una mamada. Llama mamacita.
Shit, man. You even know what you're saying?
I learned everything I know from some lovely ladies just south of the border.
Ah, okay.
How long you been up here anyway? You seem to know your way around.
Maybe 5 years on and off. I pretty much stay north now. Too much competition. Have to stay visible. And you? I mean, even I know that ain't a San Andrean accent.
Sandy Shores, few years. Self-destructive right-wing misfits, meth, guns, incest. Closest I could find to the Midwest.
damn it. Whatever.
Oscar!
No.
Tango!
No. I don't want to do this
Foxtrot,
again.
whiskey!
I don't want to do this whole thing
Oscar!
again.
T! Oh,
I don't want to do this whole thing again. That's not worth it. That's not worth it.
you're on the edge. I like that, I think. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again. Fuck that. Fuck that. All right, well, now we know. Now we know. And knowing is half the battle. All right, where... Where's my truck? Where the hell's my truck? Vehicle impound? That's not my truck. Where the hell's my truck? Where the hell did my truck go? What the fuck? Okay, I have no idea where my truck went. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Can I...
Oh my god!
Can I just borrow this, please? I promise I'm gonna give it back. You might want to get out, lady.
No!
Yeah, you might want to get out. There you go. There you go. There you go. Slim, what is up, my dude? Welcome, brother. Good to see you, man. Apologies, I'm a little low energy today. A little tired. It's been an exhausting couple of days and an exhausting morning. Good to see you, though, brother. Glad you could make it back, my dude. It has been quite a week, bro. It has, man. It has. We were just, earlier, we were just talking about... Again, we were talking about the Sony stuff and just... everything that's been going on, you know? And it's just... It's exhausting, man. It's exhausting. It just feels like it's... I can't remember the last time as gamers that we got good news. You know what I mean? Like the last time that we got news like, oh, we're dropping the price of consoles because they've been out for a while, or you know, this really cool game that's coming out is getting us like a really sweet collector's edition. It's just like anything, you know, it's been bad news after bad news after bad news, man. It's been brutal, dude. Freaking brutal. Legitimately. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, we were actually talking about this, right? Like, you know what it is. And I, like, okay, I don't want to bring you down, but I'm about to. You know what it is, man? Like, we've kind of gotten to a point where, like, we've gotten to a point where these companies, like, take this, the thing that just happened with Sony, for example, right? They claim that it is a response to like consumer behavior and like customer preference, right? Is what they say. Like, oh, people want digital, everybody's buying digital. That's what they say. But what that really is that they have over the past couple of years carefully orchestrated, carefully architected the market so that digital has been the cheapest and easiest option for people. Like, there's a reason they released the digital only console for cheaper, and there's a reason, you know what I mean? And so it's like, they can say that, and it's technically true in some respects, but like what it's really about is the ability to control access, control prices, etc., so on and so forth. And it's because like we've gotten to a place where these companies no longer need to consider the customer, our loyalty, our preferences, our budgets. Like, they no longer need to consider it. They've gotten so big and they've limited choices so much that it's like either you go along with whatever it is they're pushing on you, or you just don't play the games or whatever, right? And it's like, it's crazy, man. Like, it's frustrating because there used to be a time where customer loyalty was important and you would like get stuff for that. You would, you know, you would be recognized for that. They would do things for the customers because it benefited them, but they no longer need that. And here we are. You know, they no longer need to do anything for the customers because they have successfully limited our options so much that it just doesn't matter. And I mean, it's interesting because it shows their true colors, you know, shows us what it's really all about. But it's been rough, man. It's been rough. On a positive note, though, bro, I've got like a heat rash or something like all over me, dude. It's like driving me crazy. But on a positive note, though, 7 days until Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced comes out. And I'm legitimately excited to play that game. So, staying positive. 7 days, we'll be playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I'm seriously looking forward to that. Can't wait. Can't wait for that game. It's going to be great. Yeah. Last PlayStation I'm buying. No more. Me too, bro. Me too, bro. Me too. No Nintendo Switch 2. Me too, man. Those, like, you know what's crazy? Like, when Sony is doing makes the Nintendo Switch 2 game key cards look good, you know we've gotten to a bad place, right? Because remember when they first did that, we were all like, oh, what the fuck? This is some bullshit. And now with what Sony's doing, it's like, well, at least they're giving you key cards. Like, you know we've gotten to a bad place. But I'm with you, dude. I just did a video. I just I just published a video on my YouTube channel about the whole Sony thing, and that's the very first thing I said in the video is that I will never buy another PlayStation console. I'm done. That's it. You know, like I realize that I am old-fashioned, and apparently there are a lot of people out there who are going to just go along with this and they're not going to care. I get that. I understand. And because of that, I realize that, you know, me not buying another PlayStation console, they don't care. I get it. But it's still the choice that I can make, and it's the one thing that I can do, you know, to just feel like I have some kind of power to exercise in this situation. So I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, man. Like, I've got my Nintendo Switch. I've got I've like got like these little bumps everywhere. I think it's like heat rash or something. Anyway, I've got my Nintendo Switch. Hell, I've got my Xbox Ally handheld that I do all my emulation and stuff on. I've got my Series X. There's a huge library of Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Xbox Series games that I can continue to buy and build my collection for my Series X. And for new games, I have my PC and I can buy the digital there, which I don't agree with the fact that PC's digital only either, but we were talking about this earlier too. And the one difference between digital only on PC versus consoles is that at least on PC, when it comes to buying digital, we do still have choice. There's a variety of different marketplaces we can choose from. And so because of that, no single marketplace is able to fix prices. And so, you know, I can tolerate buying digital on PC. But yeah, I'm with you, bro. Like, I can essentially game for the rest of my life on the stuff that I have now and just keeping a relatively decent PC on hand for newer games. I'm good. You know, I'm good. I'm good, man. Because I just can't see it, dude. I just can't see it. I just can't see participating in the future that they're trying to build for gaming. Because it's not a future in which us as gamers, us as customers, it's not a future in which we're considered at all. It's not a future in which we have any power. It's not a future in which we have any influence, a future in which we have any recourse. It's not a future in which we can even have any confidence that when we pay for a game, we will continue to have access to that game for any period of time into the future. We can't even have that. We can't even have that confidence. So I don't want to participate in that future, you know? I've been gaming my whole life, man. My whole life, dude. Some of my earliest core memories come from video games. Like, seriously, some of the earliest memories that I have. Like, for example, one of my earliest memories is my best friend who lived on the other side of the creek where I grew up. It wasn't really a creek, it was like a little drainage ditch, but I lived on one side, he lived on the other. And I remember he had The Legend of Zelda, the Nintendo cartridge, and we were convinced that that cartridge was made of real gold. That's like one of my very early memories, you know? So gaming is very important to me, but I am willing to not participate if it means that if I do, I need to participate in what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? It's rough, dude. Can I ask you this? Did you switch your laundry detergent and did you switch your soap shampoo? Ooh, maybe, actually. Yeah, maybe, dude. Yeah, maybe. My mother-in-law has been going to the grocery store lately to buy that stuff. And look, first of all, I love my mother-in-law. She's my wife's mother, but she's something else. Yeah, that might actually be a thing, dude. I'll have to check on that. That's a good call. Yeah, because it's like these little bumps, man. They're everywhere. They're like on on my stomach, on my side, on my arms. Yeah. Yeah, man, that might be it, dude. I'm gonna have to look into that. I want physical media. I want people to have access to physical early bird bullshit and stores. We saved shitty GameStop from going under. I don't care if this will totally kill it now. I know. I know. After all that, right? Like, after all that, dude, after saving GameStop from going under, that alone has to that alone has to be a testament to how important this is to us, you know? Like, that says everything. That says how important this is to us. And so they absolutely know, like when they say that this is a response to consumer demand and that they're doing this because this is what the customers want, that's how you know that it's bullshit, because they're fully aware that this isn't what the customers want. They're fully aware. They don't consider what we want anymore. Like we just talked about, they don't consider us at all. It's not a part of the equation because they no longer have to. And that's what I want too, man. Like we were talking about this earlier, and for you guys who have been here the whole time, I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but you know what? I'm fucking fired up about this shit. Like, I grew up with physical media, not just games, but like I've got, I don't know how many hundreds of books sitting right off camera over here. Hundreds of books. I have bookshelves built into that I built myself, just like 1x12 wooden boards that I hung that line multi-rows that line 2 whole walls of my shed here that I have my like my man cave set up in. I don't know how, I have no idea how many books there are, but there are a lot. I've got movies, video games, music, right? I grew up with physical media. And so growing up, having ownership over the things that you buy allows, like, that allows us to fully grasp the implications and the ramifications of what this aggressive push towards digital really, really means and what it's really, really about. And I'm with you, dude. Like, I did a video about this and I put it on my YouTube channel. I just published it this morning. And at the end of the video, I said, like, I was kind of responding to some of the comments and stuff that I've been getting on some of the videos, like shorts and stuff I've been doing about the whole GTA situation, no physical, right? And I've been getting a lot of comments where people like telling me, you know, calling me an unk, calling me goofy, telling me I'm overreacting, I'm rage baiting, it's not a big deal, etc., so on and so forth. And I was kind of responding to those comments, and I was saying, like, the reason I rant about this shit, the reason I rail about this stuff, the reason I'm always screaming about it and making videos about it isn't because it's fun for me to be angry about something, you know? That's not why I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing it because regardless of what that person who calls you unk or who tells you you're overreacting, regardless of what they think about the situation, I'm doing it because I realize that we are in this together. We're on the same team. Like, whether those people realize it or not, like, we are fighting this battle on their behalf because I want them to be able to own the things that they buy. I want them to be able to buy a video game now, and in 10 years, if they want to play that video game, have the ability to do that. I want that for them. You know, it's important for me because I know how incredibly special that can be. Like, I know how incredibly special it can be to have a favorite experience, whether it's a favorite movie, a favorite book, or a favorite video game, and to hold it in your hand. Like, I know what that feels like, and I want that for other people because it's a worthwhile emotion. It's a worthwhile feeling. It's like one of the things that makes being alive wonderful at times is to have some things like that you enjoy just for the sake of the fact that they make you happy. No other reason. Totally selfish, just because this thing makes me happy, you know? And everybody deserves to have that, man. And they're taking that away from us. What the fuck? You know? What the actual fuck? 6-Star Society, what is up? Welcome. Welcome. Good to see you. I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, GOG lets you have the actual files versus Steam. Yeah, we were talking about this too. We were talking about how, you know, like, that's the big difference between, like I just said a minute ago, right? 6-Star, thank you for the sub. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the sub. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoy the stream. Good to see you. So we were talking about that too. Like, and like I was just saying a second ago, I'm not saying that I like the fact that PCs have gone all physical or all digital, because I don't. Like, I wish that I could still buy physical games for the PC. If I could, I would. Like, first and foremost, I'm not making excuses for PC being digital. However, there is a very fundamental and important difference between digital on the PC and digital on the console, right? And that difference is that on the PC, we have marketplace options like GOG, you know? And so those options equal competition, and that competition equals better outcomes, better prices, better accessibility for us. Exactly like you said, we have an option where even though it's not a physical game, we can still buy that executable. I can buy those games from GOG. I can store them on my NAS. I can burn them to disks, right? Do whatever I want with them, and I can keep them in perpetuity. So I can buy a game off of GOG, and it doesn't matter what happens to the storefront or whatever that I bought it from. It's mine. I own it. As long as I keep track of it, right? Keep track of whatever hard drive or disk or whatever that I burn it to, it's mine. And so that's vitally important, because on the console, you don't have that. And that's why this conversation is even more important for the console. Not that it isn't, again, not that it isn't important for the PC. I think that we should, like, I would fight to get physical media back for the PC. But, you know, the point is that there is that distinction. Let me show you something, actually, since we're talking about this. I showed the other guys earlier when we were talking about this. I'm going to show you, because you just got here and I don't think you saw this yet. I want to show you this, because this is crazy. This is going to blow your mind. Okay, so this is the game this is the video that I just made, right? And here's some images that I had set aside that I have in the video. Hold on, let me just real quick. Very grim future, one-sided. Yeah, agreed. We won't games go away. Yeah. The golden the golden Nintendo, the golden Zelda cartridge. I wish I still had mine. Go check if it's tea tree oil. If it is, then you just switch back. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that, dude, as soon as stream is over, because it's driving me nuts. Cryptic advocate here. It's not that they don't know. The focus is numbers first to prove reason to keep going. If there's time during those meetings to consider what's important versus those numbers, it's where it tends to get lost. Numbers always outweigh the want for what's right for the ones consuming the media. Yeah, 100%, dude. 100%. It's always the numbers are the things that make the decisions. Yep. All right, see you when you get back. All right, so check this out, right? Check this shit out. So these are a couple of games that I looked up while I was for that video. And this is the thing, like, something that a lot of people don't consider is that the primary driving force behind pricing, when it comes to lowering prices for video games after launch, the primary driving force behind that is the physical market. The physical market is what causes a video game to go from $69.99 at launch to like $49.99 12 months later. The physical market is what makes that happen. It's the reason those prices go down. The physical market works on the consumer's behalf to drive down prices. The reasons are pretty simple. One, because the physical market requires physical space. It requires physical shelf space, right? So when a retailer buys a bunch of new games to sell at launch at $69.99, they fill up the shelf with those games. Those games sell. And then eventually a new game comes out. And whatever shelf space those old games are taking up, they need to get rid of those games to make room for the new games coming in. So what do? They put those games on sale. One retailer put those games on sale. Every other retailer in the area needs to do the same thing, or else, they're going to get beaten on price. And that effect ripples throughout the market from there. And that mechanism, that force, serves to help drive down the price of video games. The other major mechanism in the physical market that helps to do this is, of course, the used market, right? The used market also helps to drive down the price of video games. And so when it comes to video games, the main reason why you can buy a game cheaper a year after launch than you can at launch is because of the physical market. Without the physical market, those mechanisms don't exist. So that force is not exerted on the pricing. And so the pricing never changes. So check this out. Here is Astrobot. And I just pulled this off of the PlayStation Store just last night. I pulled this off the PlayStation Store. This game came out in 2024. It currently sells on the PlayStation Store digital for $59.99. Okay? Here's the same game. Same game on Amazon. Only physical copy. Same edition, absolutely same everything. $39. Right? Here we have Battlefield 6. Here's Battlefield 6 on the PlayStation Store. You can buy it right now for $69.99. Here's Battlefield 6 on Amazon. $44. This one's really good. Here's Metal Gear Solid 5 on the PlayStation Store. Currently, right now, today, you can go buy it digital, download only, $69.99. Here's the same exact game on Amazon. $25. That's a $45 price difference. And so what Sony is really doing, what they really want to do, what they're really accomplishing here, is they are completely circumventing this physical market. They are eliminating that external market pressure that helps drive down prices so that in the future, you will no longer have this option for this video game. The only option you will have is the $69.99 option directly from Sony, digital only download. Right? They want to remove this option for you so that your only option is this right here. So that you pay an extra $45 for the same goddamn game. And not only do you pay an extra $45 for that game, but you're not actually even paying for that game. What you are paying for is a license to use and access that game for a limited but undefined amount of time that can end solely at Sony's discretion at any point in the future. That's what you're doing. And fuck that. Like, crazy, right? $45 difference. Same exact video game. That's fucking bananas, dude. It's bananas. And you don't have to wait to download it. Yeah, that's right. And you get to hold it in your hand, which is great. I love, like, dude, I said this yesterday, but it's true. Like, my Xbox Series X, right? I don't own any digital games for that system. I have some Game Pass games that I download because I, pay for Game Pass. But like Game Pass is different. Like Game Pass is exactly how digital should work. Essentially, it's a rental system, right? Like I pay for access to a service that gives me access to certain games. It's fully temporary. I get access to a lot of different games. I'm okay with that. But when there are games that I want to buy that I actually want to own, I go and I buy physical. I don't own a single digital game for my Xbox, and I never will. That includes the next Xbox, Project Helix, which apparently the rumors say is going to be digital only, which if that's the case, I'm not going to buy another Xbox console either, It is an old-ass game for full price, but that's what they want. That's exactly what they want. That's what they're really after with this move, That's what they're really after. Yep, you lease it until they delete it. That's exactly right, bro. That's exactly right, man. It's crazy, dude. And I don't want any parts of it, man. I refuse. Anyway, on a positive note, like I said, Assassin's Creed 7 Days. I'm pretty excited. Like, seriously, I'm pretty stoked for that game. I never played Black Flag when it originally came out. I, in general, for the past, 10 or 15 years or so, in general, try to avoid Ubisoft games. But this one looks fucking good, man. I'm pretty stoked for it. Not gonna lie. What's up, bruh? What's going on, CJ?
There you are, Trevor.
Ah, but ain't my favorite marksman, huh? How are you, Cletus?
Fine and
Cletus?
dandy, sir. You ready to hunt some elk?
Beat satellite dishes.
Hell yeah, let's do it, bro.
Here you go. Now, put this in your mouth. A bad day hunting still beats a good day working, my pa always used to say.
Fucking Cletus. I like this guy.
What is this thing in my mouth? And why do I have the feeling
I played the first Assassin's Creed and one of the ship ones and quit the ship one. It was not fun. Yeah, I recently tried.
If they see you or hear you, you'll spook them, and they'll bolt. You gotta move slowly.
I hadn't played an Assassin's Creed since I think the PS3 until very recently. I tried to play Assassin's Creed Origins on my handheld. And I don't know, I just couldn't get into it because it ran like absolute dog shit on my handheld, so I gave up on it. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm actually very unsure about what the gameplay's really going to be like because I haven't played one since PS3. So I'm just going off of the videos and stuff that I've seen and the fact that I love pirates. So, I'm thinking it's going to be pretty fun, but we'll see. The big thing is that it's still Ubisoft at the end of the day, right? And one thing I did notice when I tried to play Assassin's Creed on my handheld is that the moment that I launched the game, I had multiple splash screens for the store that I had to click through before I could even get to the main menu to start the game. And that's why I normally avoid Ubisoft games. So even though I'm excited about Assassin's Creed Black Flag, because I love pirates and it looks pretty cool, I'm still tempering my expectations with the reality that it's still an Ubisoft game And Ubisoft is still Ubisoft, evidenced by the shenanigans that I witnessed when I tried to play Assassin's Creed Origins on my handheld. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? We shall see. I am hopeful, but I'm tempering my expectations.
And quietly and keep that aside. But an elk's nose is as big as defense. When you're tracking elk, you always need to watch the wind direction. If you don't stay downwind of them, they'll pick up your scent and be gone before you can say boo, especially with that distinctive musk of yours.
I'm calling pot and kettle on that, my friend.
All right, this is a prime area right here. You feeling ready, Trevor?
Raring to go.
Let's do it,
Okay,
bro.
let's see if we can bag ourselves some elk. I saw a young bull using a down tree to scratch his antlers on not 10 minutes ago. Follow me. I'll keep us downwind so we don't spook him.
Let's go, bro. Oh, I hear him. I hear him. I hear him. Where is he? Oh, I hear his ass. The fuck? What? I never even saw him, bro. Let's try this shit again.
All right, this is a prime area right here. You feeling ready, Trevor?
Raring to go.
Okay, let's see if we can bag ourselves some elk. I saw a young bull using a down tree to scratch his antlers on not 10 minutes ago. Follow me. I'll keep us downwind so we don't spook him.
Is that him over there somewhere? Where is he? Yeah, he's over here somewhere. Oh, I just saw him. I just saw him pop up. Oh, there he is. That's his antler right there. Okay. Okay. Maybe I can get some high ground on him or get a clear.
There's good. Should have a nice line. Go on, put him down. Burned up half the meat, but
Got him! What are you talking about, bro? That was a good shot. That was a heart shot, my dude. Tell me I burned up half the meat. Get the fuck out of here, Cletus. You don't know what you're talking about.
All right, stick with me. I'll lead us further in. Keep quiet and stay close. I ain't seen much else and nothing else out here.
That was a
But we're gonna
clean
have to see if we
shot,
can
damn
coax
it.
one into the open. That's where that thing you've been chewing on comes in.
Ah, yes. Please enlighten me. It tastes like old person.
That's a diaphragm. An elk whistle for you and me. All right, give it a good blow. See if we can get any nearby elk to holler back.
Sounds like someone strangling a clarinet player, and I talk from experience.
Shh, listen. Okay, you hear that? He's over there. You're downwind, so he's yours to lose, Trevor. Go get him.
Wait, where was he? Oh, I see him. I
That's a
see
good
him.
distance there. You got him. Pull the trigger. Shot like a true professional.
Got him.
Okay, follow me. We'll move a little further in. Stay quiet. I think we might have a mating pair up ahead. Let's check it out. Now, remember, if it's a pair, we're only here for the male. No does. That's my rule. So if you see one with no antlers, leave it be. Blow your whistle again. See if you can get a beat on them. Okay, this is good. Same as before. Nice and steady.
Oh, I see. Where are you going? Where'd they go? Okay, they're right over there.
Give the whistle another blow. Don't overthink it.
Gotta get a clean line of sight here. Yeah, they're like down over that ridge. Come on, you fucker. All right, that's the doe.
Not the flatheads.
Okay, that's the doe. Where's the one with antlers? I do not see the one with antlers. The hell is it? Ah, there he is. He's through those bushes, you son of a bitch. Oh, I can't see him through the bushes. All right, we're gonna have to go around and get a different angle. This is bullshit. Fuck that. I'm not going through that again. That sucked. All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
I've trodden shits with more brains.
Ay, Dios mío!
Damn, Trev. You might want to get out, lady.
Pinche mamavergas.
No!
I can mess you up real good, you know? Puta madre!
Party time!
Hi, Doodle. What are you doing?
located. In pursuit.
Suspect speed 80 miles per hour.
Stop the vehicle now.
I gotta get off this road, man. There we go.
All right, shit, it's time to go.
All right, Franklin. Areas where you can find vehicles with a hidden stash have been marked on the map. Collect these vehicles for Barry. Huh. Okay. What? All right. Franklin's got the life, man. He's got this fucking baller crib. He's a bachelor. Nothing to worry about. Just does whatever he wants to do whenever he wants to do it. Franklin is living. He is living the dream, man. Photo opportunity. I'm not doing those stupid things. Photo opportunity. Okay. Let's go do these. Where's my green car? My green car must be at the impound, I guess. I didn't even drive it anywhere. Where did my green car go? Wait. What's that? Oh, that's photo opportunity. Yeah, I'm not doing those.
Let's go down to the range later and find out what's going on. Eat it, asshole.
What's that? Another photo opportunity? Ah, fuck it, man. Let's check these out. Let's see what it is.
I hate it here.
Yo, what up, my brother? Check this shit out. You know Princess Georgina, that snooty English royal?
Shit, not really. She don't kick it in Chamberlain Hills much.
Well, word has it she likes to blaze one for Queen and Country, if you know what I mean. There's a deal going down right now. I need you to meet my contact outside Chico's hypermarket. And try not to blow his cover, okay?
All right, man, this one I got. I'll hit you when it's done.
All right, let's do this stupid photo thing. Fuck it, we're here. Might as well, right? I gotta tell you though, I'm not super enthusiastic about these photo missions, to be quite honest.
Yo, you Beverly's boy?
Shit, I guess I am, homie.
They're round back. Heavy security. I'd take a photo from the roof if I was you. Okay, I gotta go. This conversation never happened.
Yeah, I got you, homie. It's good.
Take a photo from the roof. All right, how do I get up to the roof? That's the question.
Sticky cowboy, mindless passion, purple plunder, endless panic, whatever you want.
Marvelous. I'll take it all.
Okay.
I am on holiday. I mean, apart from a few photo shoots with orphans and cripples, but like, I could do that in a coma. They really are the same the whole world round, you know?
Okay, give me a second,
So like, back in England, my help would like totally do this for me, but they're like super scared of being arrested and totally banged by scary dudes in US jail, yeah? So like, so ghastly. It's such a total drag. I mean, the UK taxpayer gives them money to protect me and be my servant, so they should just like do what I say. Even if it's like, lick my shoe or buy me drugs or like, perform a sex act on my dog, you know? The taxpayer should totally get their money's worth, right? I mean, back when we had an empire, the king could like chop people's heads off and stuff, and that was so much better. I mean, the queen is like my granny. You know, it takes hundreds of years of inbreeding to get recessed chin, buck teeth, and a snout like nose like mine. I mean, I'm a rare breed. I should be like cherished and stuff.
Okay, here you go. This should chill you the fuck out.
Oh, well, one of you apes please pay this poor man? Really? The Secret Service has gone down the pan? Thank you. Fantastic. I really enjoy meeting the underclass. I'm so relatable in that way.
All right, I guess that's us, right?
Tony, I told you don't call me no more.
That's all we needed to do.
Santa Mercedes!
Fuck you, Tony. I ain't promoting your club no more.
Okay.
I don't care what people watch.
Huh? I took the pictures. Okay, fuck that. I took those pictures.
Who is this?
The fool running around after you. I found the truck you wanted.
Oh, good, good. Now hurry. I need it in Vespucci in the next couple of hours. And watch yourself. I hear the cops have been snooping around over there.
Oh, no, the truck's in there. Oh, it's that truck. Okay. Shit. Ah, man, I fucked up my ride. Damn it. Fuck you, Barry. I'm blaming you, Barry. I'm blaming you, bro.
Shit, motherfuckers had eyes on the place.
Barry, you piece of shit. You're a real asshole, Barry. You know that, right? Real asshole, Barry. Now you got me in this slow-ass truck trying to make my fucking getaway.
Come on, come on. How fucking slow is this thing? Damn, I gotta get the fuck on. Look out, man.
Hi there.
Oh, hell, there's no way I'm making this. No fucking way. Yeah, that was a waste of fucking time. Damn it, now my car's gonna be impounded. Fucking hell, man. Now where the fuck is my car? Alright, this is pissing me off, man. This is really pissing me the fuck off. Give me this fucking ride.
You getting robbed, chill.
No way. Oh my gosh.
Where's my fucking car, man?
I'm done with you. I'm calling the cops.
look the fuck out. Man, that's dumb luck right there.
Oh, what is this thing?
Vete a la verga.
What is this thing?
You doing?
And that, in a nutshell, is why trickle-down
Huh? Well, it's going all right.
What do you have here?
Huh?
Not doing on TikTok.
No, I'm banned on TikTok.
Ban?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Streaming ban, right?
Yeah. And I haven't posted the TikTok in a few days. I've deleted the app from my phone.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess maybe after the 4th I'll try and reinstall it, but I don't have much hope. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of these, like, these random busy work missions. I keep failing them. They send you out to, like, weird places. I don't know. Just, I'm not a huge fan of them so far.
economics is a load of shit.
Who is this guy? Don't worry, bud. Somebody will find you. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I don't know. For some reason, this car seems to have Trevor's name written all over it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but this car just screams Trevor to me. Car wash. I need to take this to get it resprayed. There's one there, but I guess that's the closest one, yeah? Alright, let's go.
Like it never happened.
All right, repair. Let's just get it resprayed for now. That's kind of slick. Oh yeah, olive drab. That's what I'm talking about. Yep. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. Secondary color. There we go. Now that... Come on now. That just screams Trevor right there. That's Trevor's car right there. I like that. What's up, Tiny? Yeah, Trevor is insane, dude. He's the funnest character to play. I was just doing some of the like random missions with Franklin. I also like Franklin. Like Franklin's kind of living the dream. Franklin's got that baller ass house up in the hills. He's a bachelor. He's just like, Franklin is living the life. Trevor's crazy. I wouldn't want to live Trevor's life. I kind of want Franklin's life. But Trevor's just insane. And I just got him a new car. I feel like this has got Trevor written all over it. This is like the perfect city car for him. I also really am a fan of his truck, but I feel like this is Trevor's city car right here. Now let's see if I can make it back to the apartment without hitting anything. Tall order, I know. The guy that plays Trevor in real life, though, is kind of a pretentious prick. I've been seeing some videos and stuff with him lately. A lot of GTA stuff's been showing up in my feed, and the guy that plays him in real life kind of sucks dick. Bro, you did not just hit me. You piece of shit. I just got this car fixed. Lady? Oh, fuck. God damn it. Son of a bitch.
Take this, dandy! Whoa! Shit! What's up?
She just hit my fucking car. I just got this car fixed. And she got away. God damn it. I am pissed. I am pissed off now. Fucking stupid, stupid woman. Shouldn't have been driving in the first place. Should have been in the goddamn kitchen.
Did you see that Miranda Cowan sex tape? That car is habanero hot.
I've been playing through this again because watching you made me want to play it, and it's so funny playing as Trevor. Yeah, I know, man. Trevor's the best. Yeah, he sucks, right, man? Like, I kind of wish I'd never seen any videos with him. Because the other thing is he looks dead on like Trevor. Like, he looks smack on like him. So it's like seeing Trevor be a pretentious prick. It's the worst. Yeah, he is, man. He is, dude. He's like, yes, that's what it is. He's like full of envy, greed, and self-loathing. And he like tries to project it all in this like pretentious, pseudo-intellectual, I'm too good to give a shit about anything type of vibe, man. Like, he sucks, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. Bitch should have been in the damn kitchen the whole time. Now she fucked up my ride, and I'm pissed. Let me catch her. She's lucky she got away.
Trevor is a...
Trevor is a what?
Trevor's a what?
A good guy. He's like family. Got kid, ain't he, Floyd? That's it, right? Yes, Trevor. But the thing is, I ain't been with that many women. I don't find it easy. And,
Yeah, almost.
And Deborah, I mean, we're
Well,
getting
you know what
married.
they say, you know.
That's beautiful.
Never meet your
But I'm
heroes,
scared that
right?
She's gonna leave me. I mean, this is her place, and the fornicating.
That's one of the big
Mr.
problems
Raspberry Jam.
Whoa.
with social
Whoa.
media and actors in
Mr.
general.
Raspberry
You know what
Jam.
I'm saying?
He died a noble death.
Like, remember when actors, they lived in Hollywood, and like really the only time you ever saw or heard from them
I ain't got a very big
was
penis.
when they were in a movie
girls laugh when
or maybe doing an interview or something that was like a pre-planned interview, and they were all very neutral questions and answers, right? And that was all you ever saw of actors. So you could have any image of them in your head that you wanted. Nowadays, they're all on fucking social media. They're all broadcasting their crappy opinions everywhere. It sucks, man. It ruins everything. I don't want to know what kind of a prick you are in real life. I just want to see you do cool stuff in movies and TV shows and shit, you know? That's all. That's all I need. I'm good with that. Let's keep that. Let's keep that our normal person actor relationship.
What kind of person are you?
Stay in your lane, bro. Exactly. Exactly. Read the words that are on the page written for you. Trust me, they're a lot better than whatever ones you think are in your own head. Trust me.
These on.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Gentlemen, the gateway
We started
to
this mission
America
yesterday, but didn't finish it.
Run. We got an inside man at the port of LS. I'm gonna send you some information. I need you on point to help plan things.
I got it, T. I really miss.
Well,
All right, gentlemen, let's
we're going
ride.
to Port City then.
Yeah, that's where we're going. This dude in the
Come on
truck.
then, Floyd. What you got for me?
Like I said, I don't rightly know what we got. You're going to have to be more exact in your questioning, sir.
We're looking for something to steal.
Sir, I stole a pencil in elementary school, and I've been regretting it ever since.
We're looking
Lord,
for
always work a
something
stick in the
to
mud.
steal.
Look, sir, please, just tell me what you want, and I'll do my utmost to assist you in finding it.
Paulo 1, physical disc production ended in January 28 for new game releases on PlayStation console. Yeah, I know, bro. We've been talking about it a lot, dude. I did a whole video on it. I just posted to my YouTube channel. It's bullshit, man. It's a bunch of bullshit, dude. Yeah, we've been talking about it a lot, bro. We've been talking about it a lot. And it's some nonsense, my homie. It is some nonsense. They say that it's for like changing consumer trends, and it's what the consumers want, blah 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 blah. But I mean, we know that it's all about control, access, price fixing. Like, check this out. I've showed this a couple times, but I'm going to show it again because you just got here. So check this out, man. Tiny, I didn't show you this either. This stuff's all in the video that I put out on my channel, but I'll show it here too. I'll show you right now. Check this shit out, right? If you want to know what this shit's really about, why they are really ending physical games on the PlayStation, this is what it's about. All right. So I got a couple games here, right? And I just want to show you the difference. So this is Astrobot, right? I grabbed this right off of the PlayStation Store. Okay, I grabbed this yesterday. So this is Astrobot. It's a game that was released in 2024, so it's 2 years old. Currently, you can buy the digital version of this game from the PlayStation Store for $59.99. All right, $60. It was an award-winning game. It's a well-loved game. 2 years old, $60. Okay. Here is the same game. Again, took this price at exactly the same time as I took that one. Physical copy, same exact game on Amazon, $39. $20 difference in price. Here's another one. Here's Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6. on the PlayStation Store right now, digital only, $69.99. Here's Battlefield 6 on Amazon, physical copy, $44. $26 difference. Here's the best one. Here's the best one. Here is Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater on the PlayStation Store. Standard edition, digital only, $69.99. Here is the same exact game, physical, on Amazon, $25. That is a $45 difference in price. And that's what this shit is really about. It's not about player convenience, right? Has nothing to do with player convenience. It's not about consumer preference. They don't give a damn what your preferences are as the consumer. They could care less. What this is about is having full control over your access to the game, over the price of the game, over absolutely everything. And something that people, I think, don't often think about, and I've said this, I know that I'm repeating this for some of the folks that have been here for a bit, but I feel like it bears repeating. All right, I'm repeating myself a lot lately because this shit, it has me fired up, and I feel like this stuff's worth saying, right? Something that people don't realize is that the physical market is the main driving factor. It is the main force when it comes to pushing the price of video games and other media as well, but video games in particular, because that's what we're talking about. The physical market is the main force that pushes the price of video games down after launch. It's the physical market, right? Because physical games require physical retail stores and they require physical space on the shelves in those retail stores. So when a game launches at $69.99, right, a store buys a bunch of copies, they put those copies on the shelves and they sell them for that price. Then a few months later, when the new big game comes out, whatever copies of that first game are left on the shelf, they want to sell those copies so they can make room on that shelf for the next big game coming out. So what do? They put those games on sale. And then all the stores around them put the same game on sale. Because if they don't, you know, they're going to get beat out by price. They got to meet that price, right? And then that ripples throughout the entire ecosystem, the entire market, right? And that helps to drive the price of video games down after launch. The other part of the physical market that contributes a great deal to that is, of course, the secondhand, the used market, GameStop, buy, sell, trade, right? These forces all act on the market to drive the price of games down. What Sony is doing by removing physical entirely is they are completely sidestepping, they're completely circumventing that market. They are removing that external force that drives the price of video games down so that what you are left with is this as your only option. You no longer have the ability to go onto Amazon or walk into GameStop or walk into Walmart or Target, wherever. You no longer have the ability. You no longer have that option. Your only choice, if you want to play that game years after it's launched, is to pay whatever price they decide that you need to pay for it. And that's what this shit really boils down to, man. And then the real kicker is that after you pay that highly inflated price, you're paying for a situation in which you can't even have the confidence that you will continue to be able to access that game for any amount of time in the future. Because instead of actually buying the game, you're paying this inflated price essentially for an agreement, a license that says that you can access this content until we decide otherwise. That's what it's about. That's what this shit's about, man. So as far as I'm concerned, bro, PlayStation's dead. I will never buy another PlayStation console. I'm done. I'm done. And apparently from what we hear, we were talking about this earlier too. From what we hear, apparently Xbox is doing the same thing. With the Xbox Helix is supposed to be all digital as well. So that Series X that I have sitting over on my shelf in front of me is probably going to be the last console that I ever own. Because Nintendo already did it with the keycard games, etc. So, yeah, man, it's pretty bad, pretty dark times for gaming, man. Not a good time to be a gamer, that's for sure. Not a good time to be a gamer, that is for sure. Yeah, it is wrong, dude. It is wrong, man. It certainly ain't right. That's the purpose. They want full price for every purchase. Exactly. In perpetuity. You know what I'm saying? In perpetuity. Welcome back, Cryptic. Welcome back. I'm keeping my PS3. I feel you, bro. I'm doing the same thing, man. Like, you know, like I keep saying it, but man, like, I've been doing a lot of videos recently, like about the GTA situation with no physical disc, and now the Sony thing with physical discs, you know, and I get a lot of comments, people like calling me an unk, telling me I'm overreacting, you're rage baiting, etc., so on and so forth, right? And these people just don't get it, man. Like, we aren't getting loud about this shit because it's fun to be angry about something, right? We're getting loud about this shit because we're all in the same boat. We're all on the same team. Like, regardless of whether your gaming library is fully digital or fully physical or a mix of both is irrelevant, because this shit impacts all of us in exactly the same way. And as somebody who has grown up having access to and being able to enjoy physical media, I want other people to be able to enjoy physical media, because there is nothing like holding a game or a book or a movie or something that you really enjoy, that just makes you happy. There's nothing like holding that thing in your hand and knowing that it is yours, knowing that nobody can take it from you. 10 years down the road, if you want to re-experience that, whatever it is, that video game, if you want to re-experience it 10 years down the road because it just makes you feel good, it makes you happy to do it, you can do that. And you have full confidence knowing that you can do that, because nobody can take it from you, because it belongs to you. What's up, dude? Is that for me? Oh, thank you. Here, I'll take it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So yeah, like I feel like we can't get angry enough about this. And like, unfortunately, man, we're in the position now where it doesn't seem like anything's like, do you remember when Xbox tried to do this with the Xbox One, and there was all this backlash, and then Sony came out and they did that whole thing where they were like, here's how you give a game to your friend on PlayStation, and the guy handed the game to his friend, like they made a big show of it. I feel like we are now past that, and regardless of how loud we get about it, there's just an entire generation of people out there, an entire generation of gamers out there who have just grown up being conditioned to buying digital, and they just don't know any better. And it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. It really is. The one thing though that, like, here's one like kind of caveat, something that I've been thinking about. Who buys the most games? Is it young people who have never experienced physical, or is it us older gamers who have been gaming for years and years have more expendable income, who buys the more games? And who is being shafted in this whole situation? So this could end up having a bigger impact on them than they are calculating. I don't know, but just thinking about the situation, like, there's going to be a lot of gamers out there who have been gaming for longer, who know the value of physical, who are going to be pissed about this, and they may end up seeing that, oh, wow, we're suddenly not getting, because even us physical gamers buy digital stuff, right? Now they're not going to get any sales from me, and I know I'm not the only one, you know? So who knows, man? There might be more of an impact than we're originally assuming behind all this, but we'll have to see, you know? We'll have to see. What's up, Spider? Welcome back, brother. I'm done getting new PlayStations, but more because my PC is just better, and if I could just transfer my PS5 games to the PC, I'd be happier. But it still makes a good DVD player. Yeah, it does. It does make it makes a good Blu-ray player, that's for sure. That's for sure. You don't think it's Timmy and his parents' credit cards? Well, that's certainly a part of it. That's certainly a part of it. But some of Timmy's parents now are also gamers. Some of Timmy's parents now are also gamers. Like, we have my wife's little brother lives in our house with us. He's 13. Do you think that my opinions aren't going to impact what games he buys and plays? They certainly are. What systems he gets in the future? They certainly are. Right? So we got to take that into account too. Timmy and his parents exist, but we're now living in a world where some of Timmy's parents are also gamers, and they're going to be pissed about this. You know what I'm saying? I haven't watched your video yet, but will later once work calms down. But from your chats here and some of your post comments, I think the comments are coming from the main argument of physical this/that versus PC, which technically was first to go digital. And those console pals get stuck on PC as digital. Yeah, and you have no physical, so how can you get upset? Yes, that is the point of ownership, holding something physical, and that adding the I'm holding this experience, which younger gens don't know. Yeah, they've never had that experience, which I want them to have. It's unfortunate because it's a good experience. It's a good feeling, you know? And you're also right. People do get stuck on that argument, which is really just a distraction. Hi, boys. Hi, guys. I know you're all going to come over here and grab me now, right? But you know what I mean? Like, it's like the short-sighted nature that causes people to even... It's like that short-sighted nature that causes people to even argue against stuff like this. Because if you were to take a larger view of it, you would realize that that argument, one, is irrelevant, right? Because we're talking about consoles, not PCs. Two, like, I definitely am not defending the fact that PCs are mostly digital. However, as we talked about earlier, you know I'm repeating myself a lot today, but, you know, as we talked about earlier, the difference between the digital market on PC and console is dramatic, right? Because on the PC, we have a plethora of options when it comes to digital storefronts. And again, I'm not saying that I am excusing the fact that PC is digital, because I'm definitely not, right? I wish PC were still physical. I think PC should still be physical. I don't agree with the fact that PC has gone digital, but there is a huge difference, because we can buy from Steam, we can buy from any of the publisher storefronts, we can buy from GOG, we can buy from Green Man Gaming, we can buy from Instant Gaming, any of the other hundreds of storefronts where you can purchase games. And some of those storefronts, like GOG, for example, Humble Bundle, some of those storefronts actually provide executable files that you can store locally and will continue to work forever. They actually provide some sort of ownership in a digital form, but a form of ownership nonetheless. Is it as good as physical ownership? Absolutely not. Is it better than basically digital leasing, which is what you get on console digital storefronts, yeah, it's worlds better than that, you know? So, yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate to see the conversation get derailed in that direction, you know what I mean? Because it's completely missing the point, but you're right. You're absolutely right. It's a short-sighted argument from people who don't understand the topic that's even being argued. You know what I mean? Is really what it is. Yeah, the younger gen hold that same experience with their digital skins from things like Fortnite. I don't think it's the same experience though, Cryptic. I don't. That experience with the skins in Fortnite and whatever it's an ethereal, intangible, disposable experience. What that is a temporary dopamine hit, is what that is. And there's also, even if, like, for younger people, there is a reality that may not have set in yet, but there is a reality to that situation. And the reality is that it's temporary. All of that stuff's disposable. Like, Fortnite's not going to be around forever. No game is going to be around forever. So there is a transient nature to those things. And so it's a very different experience. So yeah, I don't think they get the same experience. Some of them may think that they're getting a similar experience, but it's not at all, really. You know what I mean? Yeah, but with PC, there are many ways to acquire a game. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's always that as well. Same reason why crossplay gets so much hate. You all on PC cheat, right? Versus what's been proven incorrect in recent findings when factoring in full community less cheaters on PC versus console. You will run into a cheater on console 3 times more than you would against someone on PC. Is that true? That's wild. I didn't know that. Wade is low-key a genius. How the fuck did he find Michael? 100% agree on your sentiment against digital generation versus our Unk gen. But you have to put yourself in their shoes. They received an iPad, right? Example, which has tons of apps. That's their physical. Right, because they've never experienced. Yeah, for sure. For sure. They've never experienced what we're trying to argue for and you know, what we're trying to explain is something that they've never actually experienced, which it's hard to make that argument, right? Because they've never experienced it. So yeah, for sure. 100%, man. 100%, which is why I say I want them to experience that, because once you do, you understand, you know? Give me 1 sec. I got to check. I think my AC may have stopped working. It's suddenly getting very hot in here. It might just be because people are opening the door a lot. Okay, we're good. It's still working. Just barely. Just barely working. It's so damn hot outside, man. And now I've got both PCs running. They've been running for a couple hours, so it is cranking in here. I do like it hot. I do like it hot, but it gets a little stifling when I'm in here gaming and it's 101 degrees outside. But I'm still good. I just wanted to make sure that my AC was actually working. Yeah, it's been breaking 100 all week over here. So to get to them, So to get to them, you have to build your argument around that to make them understand what a closed marketplace looks like versus the open marketplace of PC. When you make that PC versus console argument. Yeah. And that's why I went and got those prices, right? To show what the effects are in a way that is like very clear and easy to identify, right? Like, this is what an open market looks like. This is what a closed market looks like. Closed market, you get screwed as the customer. You pay the highest price. You get the least possible experience, right? You get no assurity. You get all of the negatives that come along with it. I just got some meatballs as well, by the way. Just side note. My wife made these meatballs yesterday. They're fucking delicious. Or like Swedish style meatballs or something. They're banger, man.
Here's the problem. I don't know what I want. It's a bit, well, like pornography or a perfect turd. I can't quite describe it, but I'll know it when I see it.
You ain't aiding my comprehension.
Pornography or a perfect turd? What?
$236 billion worth of cargo came through the port of Los Santos last year.
He's real good with numbers.
I don't want to hijack a truck full of pineapples, Floyd. You need to give us the inside track on what's coming through.
We don't know what's in the containers. They certainly don't put price tags on them.
Have you noticed anything? Anything different? Anything that might indicate something?
Well, there's been all these Merryweather folks hanging around.
Merryweather Security Consulting. Private army to the New World Order.
My butt's gone
The
numb.
folks waging outsourced shadow wars in 20 countries
My
around
butt's
the globe
gone
and recently
numb.
cleared to operate on U.S. soil. Operate on U.S. soil?
That, sounds like them.
So there's a private militia in the port. What are they guarding?
Don't tell me.
Anyway, boys, what were we talking
This
about?
one freighter? I guess now that you mention it, it ain't quite right.
A freighter. Perfect. Can I get on board?
No, they won't let you anywhere near it. They're kind of assholes about it, actually. The other day, my colleague, Ralph...
I don't give a shit about Ralph. We gotta take...
By the way, a couple games to look at. What do we got? Detroit Become Human and Red Strings Club. I've never heard of that one. They are choose-your-own-adventure games that deal heavily with ethics, morals, and revolution. You know I fucking love me some revolution, bro. Plus, both super cheap on Steam right now. All right, sweet. Detroit Become Human I've heard of. I think we talked about this one before, right? The other one I never heard of, though. Hold on. So the food that my wife's little brother just brought to me, it's some leftover meatballs last night and then some other stuff. And I can tell which part of this my mother-in-law made and which part of this my wife made. The meatballs, which my wife made, are delicious. The other thing that my mother-in-law made, as usual, is just kind of like random ingredients thrown together into... I don't know how they do things in Russia, bro, but what is happening? What is it? Red Strings Club. The Red Strings Club. Oh, $2.99. Cyberpunk narrative experience about fate and happiness. Ah, that sounds cool. Ah, this looks interesting, Spider. I love the art style. I love retro pixel art style, man. Reminds me of my childhood. This looks cool, man. This looks super cool. It might be good for my handheld. I'm gonna throw that in the cart. All right, let's try and get to where we're going before 3 o'clock, because we started this mission yesterday and we didn't finish it because I was running my mouth either. So let's try and actually get where we're going today.
Warehouse. They got boats coming in and out. I heard they was testing something.
All right, we'll take a look at that as well. These bridges, are they the only way out the port?
Yep. Once you're off them, you're straight on the highway. A truck can come here, load up, and get on the blacktop, keep on going till he runs out of gas.
Real poetic. What happens if an alarm's tripped?
The National Office of Security Enforcement monitors the whole area. If something goes off in Port City, every road round here gets shut down. No way anybody could come in or out.
Go park and get to dispatch.
Yep, will do.
Go park and get the dispatch.
Fucking Trevor, man.
Here comes the soup. I gotta check in.
Remember, Floyd, this can go real wrong real quick.
We got a waste spillage and I got a slot on the cleanup.
Yeah. It sucks trying to build that connection in the closed mind of many of these early gen console bros. Yeah, when the only thing they understand is the digital gen. Yep. Yeah, man, it is tough, dude. And it's like, they don't realize that like we're literally fighting for them. You know what I mean? And they don't realize that this fight is for them, you know? Like, I'm sitting here saying that I will never buy another PlayStation. If Xbox does the same thing, I'm out on Xbox. Like, and like, dude, I could spend the rest of my life playing classic games on classic systems, buying physical games, like, and there's a ton of stuff for me to play, right? Like, we're fighting this fight for them so that they get to enjoy this hobby the way that we got to enjoy it and don't end up in a situation where it's just a vastly degraded experience in every way. And it just becomes something that sucks instead of the incredible, awesome hobby that we got to experience our whole lives. And unfortunately, they are combative like we are in the sense they've been raised in the fake news generation. Yeah, so anything being said against their POV is wrong until you prove it with facts versus feelings. Yeah, and a lot of time, like, it doesn't even matter just because, you know, it doesn't matter what facts you come with. They'll just be ignored. Detroit is a decent game, but not for everyone. Yeah, we've talked about that one before. You're a bartender trying to acquire info and different drinks affect info available. Oh, that's cool. Then later a secret agent. I played man, I'm trying to remember. There was a game that I played when I was younger. It was on, I don't even remember what console it was on. Was it called like Shadowrun or something? But it was like a cyberpunk detective game that was very much, it was very much like a point and click mystery type game with just like it's like really awesome storytelling, man. I wish I can never remember the name of the game, but when I just was looking at that game that you just mentioned, it immediately reminded me of that game. Yeah, they don't realize we're fighting the same fight. Yeah, I know, man. I said that exact thing in the video. I was like, you know, you can call me an unk, you can call me whatever names you want, but like, we're on the same team. Like, you know, whether you want to admit it, whether you like it, it doesn't matter. Like, we're on the same team. We're all affected by this the same way. And just because you don't realize it doesn't make it any less true. You know, just because you don't see these connections and understand them the way that we do doesn't make it any less true, you know? Yeah, they're okay with digital because they don't see the larger picture. Mm-hmm. Yep. And we've lived through it. And so we understand it, which is why we hold on to it. Like, we wouldn't, if it didn't matter, like, here's the clue, right? Here's the clue. If it truly didn't matter, if it was really that irrelevant, would we be fighting so hard against it? Would we have been fighting so hard against it our entire lives? We fought against it with music. We fought against it with books. We fought against it with movies, right? Like, if it truly didn't matter, would we have fought against it for so long? No. No. So the fact that we're fighting against it so voraciously with such enthusiasm should be a clue that it matters. And we know that it matters because we've been there, done that, experienced it, seen the outcomes, seen the results. We know where the road leads, you know? Yeah, that's true too, man. Yeah. You've got like 15 to 20 seconds, and it's very hard to do. It's very hard to do. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. We're going to have to see where all this goes, but it feels like we've lost already, you know? I don't see. I mean, I am. Like, I am encouraged by all of the outrage that I've seen popping up around it. But at the same time, I'm also discouraged by all of the even mournful, but still acceptance I've seen of it too. Like, I saw a video just this morning. I was watching a video by Jake Baldino from Game Rant, and it was his video talking about it. And it was like he just kind of had resigned to it and accepted it. And, you know, he was clear about the fact that, you know, it's not his preference or whatever, but he just accepts it. And it's just like that, man, that to me, it was kind of devastating, right? Because, like, that dude's been around for a long time. He's a big voice in games, like media. And just to hear that message coming from those kind of people, man, is it's not very it doesn't make you feel very hopeful, you know what I mean? All right, gents. It's 3 o'clock. It's time for me to jump off of here. My wife's going to be bringing the baby in probably at any minute. So, wait. Okay, copy. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. You have to look at Detroit. All right, Detroit Become Human, right? Isn't that what it is? We've looked at this one before, haven't we, Spider? Hold on. Let me quit this game real quick. I think we at least got to a save point in that mission, so we should be able to start there tomorrow. Yeah, I know we've talked about this one before. Detroit Become Human. Yeah, this one. 90%. That's a pretty good sale.
We are all the result of the choices we've made. Every decision, every
Yeah,
word,
we watched this before.
every silence defines who we are, who we will be, who we could have been. You can choose to live with your head down, stay in line, obey orders, and
Fuck
become
that.
who everybody wants you to be.
Fuck that.
Or you can choose to stand up, fight for what you believe in.
That's what I'm
and
talking
become
about.
who you really are. Through our decisions, we write our own story.
I like the sound of that.
Now it's time to make my choices, to decide who I will be. My name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife. My mission is to stop the deviants. That's what I was designed to be. But what I do now is up to you.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, that looks interesting. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, maybe I'll pick these up, man. I think I would enjoy both of those. I think, honestly, I think this one looks like probably more interesting for me. I like the other one. The art style and stuff looks really cool, but this one, I don't know. I like that little story snippet. That looks pretty interesting. It's the first and only PlayStation title you can acquire under $20. Yeah, that's legit. Yeah, 90%. That's a pretty good deal, man. That's a pretty good deal. I think maybe I'll pick this one up. I don't know if I can pick both of them. How many things do I have in my cart right now? Oh, that's right. We threw Valheim in there too. Yeah, so it's at some point in the next couple of days, I'm going to pull the trigger on Black Flag so that I can be ready for preload. And when that time comes, I'll probably I can throw like maybe one of these games on top. Maybe Detroit. I wouldn't mind checking that out. I definitely wouldn't mind checking that out. This purchase will earn you 7 Summer Sale 2026 trading cards. Approximately $10 per card. What is that? Summer 2026 trading cards. What? Anyway. All right, guys. I gotta jump off here. I'm tired. I know my wife's going to be bringing the baby in soon. So, yeah, as always, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for spending time with me. I love you. I appreciate you. Not made by Sony, but Quantum. Yep. Have a good day, Spider. Yeah, have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe, stay blessed, have fun, play some games, all that good stuff. I love you. I appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day before the weekend. So yeah, like let's try and have, let's try and have some positivity to end this week on, man. It's been a rough week, It's been a rough week to be a gamer. So we're going to have to try and end the week on a positive note. You know what I'm saying? Are you slowly transferring all your PS5 games to the PC? That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, this is your opportunity, bro. Start transferring them all to the PC. And, you know, you'll get the PC experience, you know? Higher resolutions, better frame rates, all that stuff, man. All that stuff. I mean, there's a lot of perks that come with PC gaming, you know? The big perk for me, the big perk that's left over has always been the physical aspect, the ability to own physical games. If they're taking that away, it's just like, I don't see any reason, you know? Anyway, yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate you. We're going to end the week. We're going to end tomorrow on a positive note. Have a great night. I'm out of here for now. I'll see you next time. Bye.